As a human?
This is the sheep pluck.
Oh, wow.
These are the lungs.
Yeah. Brown. The pigs are totally different, huh? They're like a whole different color.
Okay.
I'm gonna blow it up.
This is the diaphragm. This side is nice and smooth. This is going to be the parietal pleura side of the diaphragm. That's the side that's closest to the lungs. This is the diaphragm muscle. Okay? Then the other side, notice how rough and ridged it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's the parietal peritoneal side. So diaphragm has two sides. This side is nice and smooth, side closest to the lungs. The side that's rough and ridged is the side closest to the intestines and to the liver.
Which part is the diaphragm itself?
This is the the whole thing.
Okay.
And the muscle is that part. If you eat fajitas, typically you're eating diaphragm.
If you eat what?
Fajitas in a restaurant, they'll use what's known as skirt steak.
Fajitas? Okay, I remember that.
Okay, but if you see in the grocery store, you can see it all the time. You'll see very short fibers.
Yuck.
That's the diaphragm. Okay? Now, this is parietal pericardium.
That's the sac, right?
That's the sac that would normally surround the heart.
Now it's parietal because it's like on the wall, right?
Right. And then if I wanted visceral pericardium,
It would be on the organ.
yep, see it? That's visceral. So we know parietal pleura, if I lift this up,
Yeah.
this is visceral.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now, this one has better subdivisions. So your trachea is going to split. Where it splits, this is going to be a primary bronchus, and this is a primary bronchus. They're extrapulmonary, that means they're outside the lungs. When you get to secondary, see the secondary? From secondary, you're going to go to tertiary. See the third one? Right here.
Oh, okay.
Okay? So we're going to split. So we go from primary or main bronchus to a secondary to a tertiary. When we get to little tiny holes,
Yeah.
those are going to be bronchioles.
Well,
Now, the surface of this will cover the surface of a tennis court, which is 44 feet by 78 feet long.
wait a minute.
So if we stretch this out to a cellular level, it would cover that amount of area.
A tennis court?
Yes.
Wow.
And that's just human, that's not sheepy.
Wow.
So it does make a difference. This one also has a little bit better pericardium. You can just see the tip of the heart coming out.
Yeah.
So you see the pericardium. This would be the apex, what's known as the apex of the heart. Now, one other thing that this one has is we're going to be able to see a little bit of thymus gland. Notice that it's lobulated
What's that?
lobes.
I'm sorry, what was it, the thymus gland?
Remember, the thymus gland is going to cover the large vessels of the heart. Okay, so that's just a little bit of a remnant of it. Okay.
Now, where on there would be thyroid?
Thyroid we can't see because I don't have the rest of the specimen.
Okay.
If I have any, it would probably be up here because this would attach.
Now, that's the one that looks like rice, 2 pieces of rice on the sides?
Yep.
Okay.
So if I had the long enough piece, this is
Gotcha.
how it would sit. So this is the larynx. This is the sheep pluck. Here is the hyoid bone. Okay? Directly below the hyoid is going to be thyroid cartilage. The cricoid is this thing. So it's immediately below. The glottis is this hole. Okay? And I can actually see the arytenoids, but I'm going to have to split this guy because I can't, and here would be your esophagus. So if you put it in position, you're going to have your hyoid bone. You're going to be able to see your esophagus posterior. Here is your epiglottis.
That's where the food goes down? That's it? That little hole?
This one.
That's it?
Yeah.
So when you open
There
it
are
up,
rugae in it, ridges that allow it to expand.
when you open it up, the epiglottis will be up here, and the
Yeah.
2 arytenoids will be there.
Yep. So this one isn't as good as the one I had last night, and I will have to find that one, or I'll have to break the cat's jaw so we can see it.